Can a Great Wall of Steel really intimidate foreign countries? This is a question posed by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2021. His words echo through the chambers of power worldwide as China's rise on the global stage becomes increasingly evident. In a strongly nationalist speech during the 100th anniversary of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi declared China's ascent as a historical inevitability. The Chinese Communist Party, founded in 1921, has weathered changing circumstances to maintain its hold on power. Xi's address during the centenary celebration was no mere rhetoric. It underscored the party's accomplishment of creating a moderately prosperous society, a feat that he attributed to the party's leadership. Xi's vision for China is ambitious. He sees a future where China evolves into a great modern socialist country, a vision that he believes can only be accomplished under the party's guidance. He urged the young people of China to contribute to the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. It was a call to arms, a call to help shape the future of a nation poised on the cusp of global prominence. But this rise to power isn't without its challenges. Xi's hardline foreign policy asserts China's claim over Taiwan and vows to defeat any independence efforts. It's a stance that has raised eyebrows and concerns, especially among foreign countries who have vested interests in the region. Xi's declaration of China's rise and his firm stance on Taiwan set the stage for a tense situation. It's a power play that not only redefines China's position on the global map, but also challenges the status quo of international politics. The question now is, how will the world respond to this great wall of steel? Will it intimidate or inspire resistance? Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, President Joe Biden promises to protect Taiwan from China. But to what extent? Let's delve into that. The issue of Taiwan has been a thorn in the side of Sino-American relations for quite some time now, and Biden's repeated affirmations of the United States' obligation to protect Taiwan have only served to strain these relations further. To give you a bit of context, Biden's meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping was expected to be a hotbed of contentious discussions, with Taiwan high on the agenda. Xi, on one hand, has been stepping up military drills around Taiwan, warning Biden against overstepping the line. Biden, on the other hand, has been vocal about his concerns regarding China's increasingly aggressive actions. Now, where does Biden stand on Taiwan? Well, he's walking a tightrope. He has simultaneously affirmed the US commitment to the One China policy, which recognizes Taiwan as a part of China, while also stating that US forces would spring into action to defend Taiwan in the event of an attack. This balancing act is a clear reflection of the complex and delicate nature of the Taiwan issue. The question on everyone's lips, though, is, will Biden continue to hold his ground? The meeting between Biden and Xi was a crucial juncture, a point where Biden could either reiterate his commitment to defend Taiwan militarily, or choose a more cautious approach to avoid further straining relations with China. The meeting between Biden and Xi will determine if Biden reiterates his commitment to defend Taiwan militarily, another point of tension in this geopolitical chess game. While the world watches, China increases its military drills around Taiwan. But what does this mean for Taiwan and the world at large? The escalation of China's military activities around Taiwan has become a significant cause for concern on the international stage. In recent times, China's claim over Taiwan has taken a more assertive turn, with President Xi Jinping vowing to defeat any independence efforts. This hardline stance has been accompanied by an increase in military drills around the island, a show of force that many interpret as a clear message to the world. China is serious about its claim. This intensification hasn't gone unnoticed. The global community, led by the United States, has expressed growing unease at China's aggressive actions. The US has been particularly vocal, flagging China's military posturing as a destabilizing factor in the already tense Sino-American relations. But the US response hasn't been limited to verbal disapproval. In an attempt to counterbalance China's military might, the US has taken the significant step of sending defensive weapons to Taiwan. This move underlines the US commitment to Taiwan's defense, a commitment that President Joe Biden has repeatedly affirmed, even as it strains the delicate balance of the One China policy. The US's decision to arm Taiwan is an unmistakable signal to China and the world. It's a clear statement that the US is prepared to stand by Taiwan, militarily if necessary, in the face of any potential aggression. It's a move that further highlights the high stakes of the Taiwan issue, forcing nations worldwide to reassess their stance on this complex geopolitical conundrum. And as the military drills continue and the world watches with bated breath, the future of Taiwan hangs in the balance, caught between the assertive ambitions of mainland China and the defensive resolve of its international allies. China's aggressive actions bring the issue of Taiwan's future to the forefront of global politics, forcing nations to take a stance. With China's increasing military presence and the US's commitment to protect Taiwan, what lies ahead for Taiwan caught in the middle of this power struggle? Let's ponder upon a few potential scenarios for Taiwan's future, taking into consideration both China's ambitions and the US's commitment to Taiwan's defense. One possible outcome could be the continuation of the status quo, where Taiwan, while not internationally recognized as an independent nation, maintains its de facto independence. This scenario would require both China and the US to maintain a delicate balance, avoiding any actions that could tip the scales towards conflict. However, with China's growing assertiveness and its firm declaration of intent to reunify Taiwan with the mainland, the status quo might not hold. In the event of an aggressive move from China, the US's reaction would be a defining moment. The US has expressed its commitment to Taiwan's defense, but would it be willing to risk a direct military conflict with China? This is a question that hangs in the balance. Alternatively, could there be a peaceful resolution? A scenario in which China and Taiwan agree to a form of reunification that respects Taiwan's autonomy and democratic system. This would require significant political will and compromise from both sides, but it's an option that can't be entirely ruled out. Now, let's shift our gaze towards the potential impact on international relations and global stability. Any change in Taiwan's status could send shockwaves through the international community. It could potentially redefine alliances, disrupt global trade, and impact the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region. In conclusion, the road ahead for Taiwan is fraught with uncertainty. It's a complex puzzle, with each piece, whether it's China's ambitions, the US's commitment, or Taiwan's own aspirations, influencing the final picture. As the tension between China and Taiwan escalates, the world watches, waits, and wonders. What will be the fate of Taiwan in this geopolitical power struggle? So, where does this leave us in the complex relationship between China, Taiwan, and the United States? As we've seen, President Xi Jinping's nationalist rhetoric emphasizes China's rise as a determined force. He has boldly announced that attempts to divide China will fail, asserting a hardline stance over Taiwan and vowing to quash any independence efforts. On the other side of the Pacific, President Joe Biden has been firm in affirming the United States' commitment to Taiwan. Despite the One China policy, Biden has made it clear that the US would not hesitate to defend Taiwan in the event of an attack. In the backdrop, China's military drills around Taiwan have intensified, a clear show of might and assertion of control. In the face of these escalating tensions, Taiwan's future seems to hang in the balance. Will it continue to exist as a self-governing entity, or will Beijing's ambitions of reunification prevail? These are the potential scenarios that we must consider. With Taiwan at the epicenter of this power struggle, the world must ask, what comes next?